This is
Are you reusing your tea bag like mom does? Mine is too.
Oh, well, yeah. I was about
Mine's
to.
green tea, Lipton green.
Have mom and dad taught you nothing?
That's a good gauge of how cheap you are. Like, are you reusing a 3-cent tea bag? It's like $2 for like 50 bags of tea.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let the man take advantage of me.
The man will not determine how much of my shitty tea I drink.
Mr. Lipton? No.
Yeah, shut your face. Shut your shit mouth, Mr. Lipton.
You better watch your back. Cheers.
Cheers. Well, welcome back, everybody. This is Case of the Mondays, where we tell terrible stories from terrible jobs. How was your week, Ashton?
It's going good. Super busy. I did have one thing, and I specifically didn't mention it this morning because, so for everyone who doesn't know, Jordan has loose lips. Like, she will be on the phone. I'll be like, stop. We're going to talk in an hour. Stop.
She's like, we're recording today. We don't need to talk because we need it for the pod. Well,
and I love keeping secrets. And so I'm like, I'll be on the phone with you, but in my head be like, ooh, I'm going to talk to you an hour, but I'm not even going to let you know what I'm going to say.
Ooh, she didn't even tease me.
It's not even that good, but it just makes me laugh. But yeah, no, I've been having a good week, except last night, I literally did not sleep like at all. And I probably sleep way too much for someone. Like, I will go to bed at 10 and wake up because I work on West Coast time. So if I get up by like 7:30, it's still like 5:30 in my like work time. So right. I'm like an early riser there, but here, like, I'm getting like 10 hours of sleep, which is awesome. So when I don't get sleep, it really throws me off. So yesterday I washed our sheets and Clayton came home from work early. And so I'm still doing my thing, whatever. He's making the bed. I'm like, oh, thank you. That's so nice. And I walk in there and the bed is like 2 feet lower than it was. And I'm like, what's going on? So our mattress that we have is literally so crappy, and mom can attest to this. Like, we got it when I moved out to Portland.
The cheapest mattress you could find.
Yeah, because at the time it was our guest bed, and we're like, oh, we don't really care. And so mom and dad stayed on that when they helped move me in, like almost 3 years ago now. And after the first night, mom was like, oh my God, that mattress is horrible. Like, good thing you guys aren't staying on it. But when Clayton moved back to St. Louis, he took that mattress because I was like, oh yeah, like I'll keep the smaller one. Like, that's fine. So when I told mom this, when we first got to St. Louis, she was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you're sleeping on that. Let me like gift you this really awesome, really cushy mattress, like cover.
The mattress pad. Like, yeah.
The mattress pad.
Yeah.
Yes. It's awesome. Like, well, and I think we've talked about this where like, I like a really soft bed. Clayton is not. Like, he could sleep on the floor.
More firm. I'm with Clayton.
Yeah. I'm like, you can go sleep on the floor, dude. I'm gonna sleep on my cloud right now. So he removed it. And like I said, it was 2 feet tall. So I'm like, where's the bed?
Oh, because it was a thick one. Like, it was like a thick
yes.
one. Because we've been
using it. Yes, we've been using it for like literally a year now. And Clayton's like, we've talked about removing it. And I was like, you've talked about it. I've never.
And you're like, you wanted to remove it. I like it.
And he's like, you said we could. And I was like, no, I'm sure what I said was, yeah, we'll talk about it. Well, yeah. So he just did it. And it really threw me off. Of course, I'm like moaning about it. Like, I'm like pouting. And so he gets up this morning and he's like, how'd you sleep? And I'm like, terrible. And
like,
he's like,
shit.
Yeah. He's like, okay, well, like, I can put it back on. I'm like, now I like feel bad. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be like mean about it, but like, we'll try one more night. And if it's not good, like, it was like the time, like, he took my sheets.
You can go really.
He took my bed.
That's a good story. Honestly, you could go real white trash because when we did this, I think there was a period of time where like Peyton put like a twin mattress pad on his side of the bed. And then I was like, no, I'm having my firm mattress. So it was like, like the trailer park version of a Sleep Number, where it was like, just buy a twin in the cushion that you want. Oh my! And then the other person can sleep on the mattress.
Well, yeah, Clayton's like, I can just cut it in half. And I'm like, do you know how crazy that would look? Someone walks into the bedroom and there's a 2-foot difference of like, I'm the princess in the pea and you're like on the ground. Like, we're not doing that. God. And I'm like, what if I fall off? Like, that's not gonna work.
That
So,
is funny. Yeah, I
yeah.
would be. I mean, I'm the one that likes the more firm. So I'm with him. But yeah, I would be like, get you a twin mattress or cut it in half. Even better.
Yeah, Clayton
Just
wants
cut
to cut it in
half.
half, but Jordan, like, it's so thick that wouldn't.
It's gonna be like this. Like
It's
you're
a
gonna
huge
be taller than him.
difference. Yes.
I mean, you have to view it as like how many people are coming in your bedroom besides
Well,
you? Like no one.
this
I
is a
mean, besides
nice
Miller.
Mom, I'm sure after she listens to this is a nice mattress topper. And so I'm not letting him
You don't
cut
want
it
him to cut it in half.
and have also I'm like, that's gonna look like crap. Like, Clayton, what are you gonna cut it with? Scissors? And he's like, a knife. And I'm like,
Oh,
no,
no. Just-
we're not cutting it with a kitchen knife, weirdo. Yeah. So
that is amazing.
that's been my week. So
You're gonna
I don't
one
know.
day when you're gone, it's gonna be cut in half, and you're gonna be like, okay.
probably, well, he removed it off the bed while I'm like working. I'm trying to pay the bills here. And I'm like, you disrespected my place where I sleep. And then he put it, so we're in a 1-bedroom. So storage is very limited. He like shoved it into this one closet. And for some reason, I was like, well, I was pretty mad at this point. Not mad, but irritated. And I was like, Clayton, I have to get into this closet. That's where my blues t-shirt is. And
Like
he's like,
the one
really?
shirt
Like,
you need.
can't you wear something else? And I didn't even end up wearing it, but I literally opened the door.
Oh
It like
my God.
falls on top of me. I'm
And you're
like,
like, this is
"Clayton,
ridiculous.
I didn't know I couldn't use my one closet." And he's like, grow up. So no, he was really
You
nice
were just
about it.
mad about it, and so you were just like, I'm just hate the world, pissed
Yeah.
about this.
So
It's in
to
my
his-
way now.
He'll listen to this, but to his face, I was like, I slept horribly. And now I feel bad. I'm like, we can try it for one more night. But
And you're like, it actually wasn't that bad.
even though he has like back problems, I'm like, come on, man. You can't do this to me. I can't live under these conditions.
Well, when we got a new mattress, we ended up getting like a nicer like memory foam, which it is a little more firm. We didn't do like the full firm, but we didn't do soft either. We did like a medium firm. And honestly, Peyton was like, my back feels a lot better after sleeping on this because he had a super soft thing on his side and it
Yeah.
made it worse. So I will say we compromised and I was right.
But yeah,
Never
how's
let
your
you
week
live it down.
going? How's your week going,
It's,
Jordan?
it's great. Actually, my one story is not as exciting as that, but I definitely did one of those things like you did where I made it way more eventful than it should have been. So
You have
like I
to.
dove down the rabbit hole of something that was not like super necessary. So and it was funny because I think it was Saturday night. I like thawed like brats and I was like, let's grill out and let's do whatever. By the time we had a busy day, I was like, let's just order pizza. Let's do Domino's. I have like points or something,
Oh yeah.
you know? And I'm like, we're trying to remember like my Domino's login from like last year when I ordered Domino's, you know. Actually, well, what happened was I think when I was at Arkansas in college, I would order Domino's a lot. And so I like had a lot of points and I get a lot of coupons that I have never used.
Uh-huh.
So finally, 10 years later, I redeemed some of those points.
Ooh,
long
good for
ago.
you.
Long story short, we dove down the rabbit hole of, you know, like when you order your pizza and it's like, here's your tracking, like, you know, whatever. And it's so I get a text that says, your pizza's done. It's now in quality control. And I was like,
Okay.
I mean, like, I get that sounds cool, but like I've been in a Domino's and there's normally like 2 like stoner high school kids working there. And so I'm like, who's doing this? Like, what is your process for quality control? And if you work at Domino's, please reach out to our Instagram and let us know
do
what
you count
you guys
the pepperonis? Do you like actually make sure the
taking a
toppings are
bite?
correct?
Like, do you take a bite
Does
out
it
of
taste good? I want to know. Oh my god.
We went to the extent of trying to Google. I mean, I was Googling. I was like, I just super curious. Like, who's doing
what
this?
job is this and how do I get it?
Props to Domino's because I like the contactless delivery still because I give you your tip on the app. Like, I don't really need like the awkward, like, hey, and also like if you're like a dusty and gross, like I don't really want to know what you look like and what you drive because it's gonna make me feel worse about eating my pizza. So I love it. It's just like, and they didn't even ring my doorbell, which like would make my dogs go nuts. I love that I just got a text that said your pizza's there. And then it was like a little photo of my pizza, like on my porch.
Have you? I love when like Uber Eats and DoorDash, when they deliver your food, they'll send a picture. So one time Clayton did it and like he's stays in the apartment. I'm like, oh, I'll go down and grab it for you. Literally looking like trash. And I go and I grab it. I'm like, thank you, sir. And he's like, I have to take your picture. I'm like, I have to be in it. They'll like send it to you. Oh my God. It was so funny. So ugly.
So he sent a photo of you with your bag of food.
And I'm like trying to quickly turn around, like, don't look at me. Yeah.
And did the photo get sent to Clayton?
Yeah, he's like, what's this? I'm like, I don't know. He made me take a picture to prove that he delivered it. I've seen some really funny ones on like Twitter where it's like, why did he have to roast me like this? The Uber Eats man.
That's amazing. I didn't know that was a thing. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah. And
well, I need that. I think that should be your Facebook profile picture for a while. Just that photo of you with your bag of food.
Looking so sad.
Did you hold it up like by your face and were you just like smiling?
I don't remember. This was like months ago. I couldn't remember if I was trying to hide or if I was just like, for sure, dude.
Knowing Ashton, she probably like posed cute with it.
I even knew, like, there's no way to work this. So we just got a new security system here. And I recently learned that when you go get a package or if you're walking into the building and use your code, it does a similar thing. So Clayton and I are laughing so hard because we're going through like every time we pick up a package, it's just like you looking really intensely into the camera, like,
and you're just like,
package. It's so funny. I'll send one to you. Or maybe we'll put it on the Instagram because it's so weird.
We need to spit those photos on our Instagram.
They're so funny.
Oh my God. So well,
be aware.
Right before we got on, I saw this TikTok and I said, we have to share this in the opening monologue because it's so funny. So it is a news story from a town. I don't even know where this is, but they hosted a vigil for a Taco Bell that closed.
They did. They literally held a candlelit vigil for Taco Bell. I cannot make this stuff up.
I can't eat here.
Others had a lot to say.
I felt like I lost a family member.
Well, I'm hoping we get closure tonight and we can move on to the next cause. But we're here supporting Taco Bell tonight, and that's what's important.
I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt. I gotta go all the way to Perry Hill to get some Taco Bell. Hurts my feelings.
Taco Bell, the things you do for the ones you love. In this case, the one you love being Taco Bell.
Baja Blast. Baja Blast. Baja Blast.
And that was it.
Oh my God. Wait, and what TikTok user was that?
It was, I guess I should have said that first. It's John the whore. And he clearly reached her.
I wanted to give credit.
I just read the name for the first time. I'm not kidding. But the O is a 0, not an O.
Okay.
John
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. That
Oh,
makes
man.
the video like even better. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Thanks, John the whore, for that.
Thanks, John the whore. So it sounds like those people were like actually serious. Like it wasn't like a joke interview.
No, even here, it's like, I know like we're on a podcast, but in this video, it is like a lot of people. Like there's a lot of people. They're very passionate about their Taco Bell. And it's, by the looks of this shitty video, I'm going to guess there's at least 50 people.
Oh my God.
And it's just a Taco Bell. It's not a combo store. It's just a Taco Bell.
Not the Taco Bell Pizza Hut.
Or Taco Bell KFC.
True.
Oh,
wow. And she has to go all the way to Prairieville to go to Taco. I mean, I get it. If that's like 45 minutes away. Oh my God.
I mean, I forever will order my Baja Blast saying Baja Blast.
Now up the octave.
Nope, that's not how you're gonna get
Blast. Oh my God. That is so funny.
Can you imagine being that reporter and having to take that seriously? And all these people are full on crying. Like they're
you go to work and they're like, oh, like, what's my assignment today? And they're like, you're not going to believe this, but you have to cover this. It's like, I get paid a salary for going to Taco Bell. Okay, I'm in.
Well, no, it's not a Taco Bell anymore.
True. Rest in peace.
So yeah, so
Very
sorry
sad.
for those people that lost their Taco Bell. I'd be sad too, but
Yeah.
you know, it's okay. So yeah, so today's episode is the How I Got Fired special. So
Woo!
we had a couple, I had a TikTok out on it and stuff. And I had a couple friends give me stories. We've also looked up stories on just like from TikTok and Twitter. These are going to be shorter than our normal stories, but they all have to do with how people got fired.
So my first one is from a friend, and the rest of mine are from like a couple BuzzFeed articles. So I'm going to tell you 2 stories from the same job. And Jordan, you're going to guess if each of these people got fired or did not get fired. Okay. A little game.
Okay.
Sweet. Okay. So my friend told me this, and this is actually one of her friend's stories. And so both these people work in construction, like more on the office side. And so this guy, I think he was either working on like a wind farm or a solar farm. So they're in the middle of nowhere, Texas. This guy just worked with like a bunch of horrible people. So first story, there's like one lady on this job, and I think she was also in the office, but you know, every day, like they have to go out at 7 a.m. for stretch, and they do it all together.
The circle stretch where they're all like,
yes.
Yeah. It's
yeah. Like with
stretch.
the people in the office and the people in the field. Yeah. They're doing stretch. She's bending over, touching her toes. Like everyone's doing it. And I guess her underwear is sticking out just a little bit. Not a big deal. But one of the guys in the field that didn't know her, like did not know this girl, walked up and snapped her thong.
Whoa.
Do you think this person got fired or had no repercussions on this job?
That sounds like sexual harassment. So I'm going to say he got a slap on the wrist.
Correct. No repercussions.
Yep.
Nothing
I'm thinking construction in an office setting, you gone. But
yeah.
I know in that world, I can see it being like, we talked to him.
You know? Yeah. And they're in the middle of nowhere. So they like
Who
need
does that?
bodies.
Oh my God.
Incredibly inappropriate. And for a stranger
no.
to do that. Yes. Crazy.
Yeah.
So that was story number 1. Story number 2, one of their like, I don't know if he was a superintendent or like he was really high up on this project. But I guess this guy was just absolutely horrible, like would say racist comments all the time, just be like a total jerk to everybody. Yes. So one night, and because he's so high up, he has a company truck. And part of this job is that they have to like actually build the road to get to the job site. Like that's how in the middle of nowhere this is. Nice. So I guess one night, this higher up guy goes out drinking, drunk drives, and then crashes his company truck
nice.
Like into the road that they were building. Like insane.
Oh boy.
Comes to work the next day, and what do you think happens?
He gets fired.
No, nothing happens. Yes, crazy. When she told me this, I was like, those are 2 things that I think would immediately get someone cut from a job.
Not fired. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah, crazy. I just couldn't believe these
with people.
Just
Which,
crazy.
and I'll say, like, because when I was asking Peyton if he had stories to share just from like working construction, he was like, honestly, Jordan, like, this could be a whole episode on like people that didn't get fired over stuff. And it's similar to like the story you told. Like, it's like, he's like, I mean, one time we had like 2 guys getting a fist fight on the roof, and it was just like, hey, we shouldn't be doing that. And it's
were you tied off?
Yeah. No, they were not tied off.
Oh
and
my
God. Got a fight on the roof. And I'm like, I mean, just a thought, like maybe that would be worth firing over, but no. Nope. Just, crazy. Hey, we need bodies. So just show up tomorrow. Don't do it. Okay. So I'll keep my first one quick because I did tell it on the TikTok, but I'll say it on the episode too. So I worked at Home Depot, and I was a head cashier. It was a big deal. I was in college. Yeah. So and honestly, that job just means that you open and close the registers and you send the money back in the tubes that go to the back or whatever. And then you like schedule out the cashiers. So we had this new kid that got hired specifically for garden. Like in the spring, they bring a bunch of people on because we have like the garden area and we need more associates for that. So this was like week one. And his girlfriend would come hang out up there, like just hang out in the garden area. And I'm like, I would never do that. Like, I don't care how young I was. I would have never hung out with a boyfriend at his job. Like, just really strange.
Incredibly boring.
Incredibly boring, like standing at a Home Depot garden area, like weird. But yeah, like I guess they got caught like making out in that garden area like multiple times that week. And so they like by the third time they finally let him
Oh, that
go.
week?
That week,
Oh
same
my
week, first
God.
week. Yeah, and they were just like, dude, she needs to go. She needs to go home. Like I guess they talked to him about it like multiple times. And
Mhm.
yeah, I just was like, can you imagine a little old lady going up there trying to get her flowers? And then she goes to check out. She's like, excuse me. And it's
I just
like
want my mums.
an employee in his apron making out with this girl. I'm like, okay,
Oh my
whatever.
God.
Weird. I like, who does that? So yeah, so they eventually fired him. They were like, dude, we've given you warnings. Like he wasn't even gonna get fired over it the first time. I'm like, you can't
Yeah.
mac on your girlfriend at the register. It's just like, it's like an unsaid rule. I just don't know why this even has to be said. And we gave you like
Yeah.
3 chances and you guys just couldn't do it. Like go home and make out and you don't come back to this job. You know?
Yeah. Oh my God. That is
So,
so
yeah.
weird. Who are they hiring between that and the pregnant lady smoking out front?
You know what? It was slim pickings then. And I think now it's probably even worse because nobody wants to work now. So
Mhm.
I know.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so that was my first story, my first firing.
That is so funny. My next stories are all from BuzzFeed articles of just like how someone got fired before the ink on their paperwork even dried, like how crazy people got fired. So I liked this one. And some of these are like, okay, the person who got fired was like actually dumb. But this one is like the boss didn't handle it well. So, and this from an anonymous user. On the day of my 90-day review at a merging law firm, the HR manager for the firm I was not employed by called me into her office and told me I just wasn't a good fit for Greg. Greg, my boss, never came into the office to say anything to me about why he was firing me. In fact, he didn't say a single word to me all day. He just hid in his office with his door closed like a coward the entire time I was being fired by a random woman that worked in my office. I just couldn't believe that. Like,
What?
my understanding was like, oh yeah, like HR might be involved, but like your boss is supposed to fire you and like tell you why, not like it just didn't sound like a very good leader. And I was like, Greg,
That's
grow some
terrible.
balls. Yeah.
Grow some balls,
crazy.
man. Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's horrible.
Yeah,
Who
I
does
couldn't
that?
believe that one. Just very strange.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't. I like these stories, but I'm like, oh, I wish I had more context because there's always 2 sides to every story. But
Right.
it's just like, if someone really is hiding in their office, like that seems like a very Michael Scott. And
that's
I love
a very Michael Scott move. Like he was avoiding that.
Just
It
like
was
looking,
meh.
peeking through the blinds, like,
He's-
is he gone?
Did you
Oh
take
my
care
God.
of it? Did you do
Could
the
not
dirty
believe
deed
that.
yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so this I got from a friend who used to work for a shipping company. It's a big shipping
Ooh, yeah.
company. There's only a handful, so take a pick. So this guy he went into their HR office and he was in there to get his like pay card or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Like they don't do like checks. It's like either you give us direct deposit or we'll give you like a pay card. So
Yeah.
to sign up for that should have taken like 20 minutes. And I guess he milked it for like 2 hours,
Mhm.
you know, and he was like, well, we need to hurry this up because I got to get to work. And they were like, you're the one that's been milking this, dude. And your shift started an hour ago. Oh, all right. Better go in. And so he knows he's late, right?
Mhm.
He goes, you know, because the HR was separate from the hub that he worked at. So then he goes to work and clocks in and then goes to the break room and heats up his lunch. The manager's like, so you're late. Like, what's up? Well, I was at HR doing whatever. And he's like, okay, well, I mean, like, you should have told me or, you know, whatever he said. And he's like, and B, like, I mean, you can't eat your lunch right now. Like, this is not break time. This is like you need to clock out, you know, whatever the story is. And so as they're going back and forth, finally the guy eating his lunch is like, you know what? Eat a bag of dicks. Manager's like, I think it's time for you to go. You can't tell your boss to eat a bag of dicks.
Oh my God. The nerve. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're already in the wrong.
You were 2 hours late and you try to just show up and eat, get paid to eat. And he's just being reasonable, like, hey, get back to work.
Yeah.
And then he needs to go eat a bag of dicks because you're just fucking around. Like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I'm speechless, honestly.
That's a creative insult. I'll give him that. But oh my
The
God.
balls. I mean, the balls. You know,
I
whatever.
wish Greg had those balls.
Greg did not have the balls. That's why I was like, you know what?
That is so
This
good.
guy's more balls than Greg. So,
True. Oh my God. That is insane. I
That's
cannot
bad.
believe that.
All
Okay.
right, what's your next one? What you got?
So
I feel
my
like it's a
next
game. It's like we
one-
got to one up each other.
I know. I'm like, now I got to pick a good one.
Yeah, bring it.
Ooh, okay. So this one reminded me of Jimmy, the story we just
Nice.
told last
Yep.
episode. So this is again from a BuzzFeed article. Now I'm like, user Atomic Snarl. Nothing will be as good as, what is it, John the Whore?
John the Whore.
I'm like, now I got to read the usernames to see if
It's so
anything's better than
good.
that. There was a new guy hired as quality control inspector after a lot of vetting. The job site was an aluminum extrusion factory. Don't know what that is. So there's lots of hot, sharp, and heavy things that could crush your hands and slice you up, not to mention everything's moving. So he showed up on his first day reeking of beer, kind of
Nice.
reminded me of Jimmy.
Mm.
And he said, I was just celebrating my new job with friends before work. And so they obviously questioned
Before
about it.
work.
Yeah, not even the night before, but like literally that morning. Like, yeah, I was just celebrating my new job,
Let's
whatever.
go have lunch and get some beers before I go to
Yeah.
my job.
And it must have been a lot because they said he like reeked of it. And when they asked him, like, okay, well, you need to go take like one of the blow tests at like the hospital close by, so we know you're not drunk. He refused, of course. And so the paperwork was completed and he was fired after 90 minutes by the supervisor in HR.
Nice.
That has to be like the quickest. Like that's a record.
That's the quickest
90
employment I've
minutes.
ever heard of.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Dang.
pretty cool.
Yeah, Jimmy made it a while. They didn't know.
Yeah. It was
Wow,
just like-
90 minutes. What a career.
Yeah, and I'm like, based on the job description, it's like, okay, you're working at a factory that like you could die, like, and I know you kind of worked in a place.
Yeah, I worked at a similar place, and it's like,
Yeah,
it's kind of a no-brainer. Like, you shouldn't be under the influence around this equipment. Like, I don't
Yeah.
feel like that should have
and
to
even
be
at
said.
like a normal job, like I work from home, I'm not
Yeah.
drinking during my work, so and I'm not in a
No.
dangerous place, so it's just like
yes.
no
Yeah.
common sense.
Most
Yeah.
of us get it, and it's like, I can't do that at work.
Yeah.
So, and why would I want to do that at work? Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Interesting. Huh. 90-minute
Oh, wait.
career. I like it.
Also on the screenshot, so this is a different guy. First day of work, he got caught watching porn at his desk.
Nice.
First day. People, the human body is
He
amazing.
couldn't even he couldn't make it a day.
Couldn't
First
even wait
of
till
all,
like
I want to
after.
say, like, because I've heard similar stories about people doing this on their work computers, and I'm like, okay, I don't know anyone without a smartphone anymore. You can't
Yeah.
use your phone. Like, you had to use the computer. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm not even logging on Facebook on my work computer.
No,
And I work
don't
from
do
home. Like
any of
I'm
that.
not doing that at all. Yeah.
No,
Just
because
crazy.
Like, why? I have so many other devices to look at it on. Like, why would I just like blatantly on the work VPN be like, yep, getting on my Facebook?
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm not
this-
an idiot.
And this article was from 2021. And I'm assuming this like happened in the office because like how would
Yeah.
they catch him on day one? Unless they're
Oh,
like
wow.
already monitoring him.
He's
But yeah.
screen sharing and there's porn on. That's funny.
Oh my God. Oof. Oof. I do when someone like if we're on like a meeting and someone shares their screen, I'm just like, ooh, what tabs do you have open? It's always just like Spotify and that's it. Or like,
But then
other
I'm like,
Google
what are you
Docs.
listening to? Like, I want.
True.
What are you listening to,
What's going on?
Greg?
just because I'm nosy, I'm not trying
Yeah,
to like
I'm just
snoop. I
nosy.
mean, trying to snoop a little bit, but just want to know.
This is pretty short, so I don't know what context this was, but I know this was an office.
Mhm.
And I got it from. It wasn't BuzzFeed. The Taco, like as in talk, TALKO. The Taco.
Nice.
Yes. 15 hilarious first job stories. But I don't think this was someone's first job. I think this was just a funny job story. So
Yeah.
this talks about a woman in an office. And it said they weren't like super high paid. I mean, but they were still about minimum wage for the time. Like it was maybe like a $15 to $20 an hour job. So I mean, it was like still somewhat professional. It was an office setting. And this woman was stealing people's lunches, like out of the fridge in the office.
Oh my God.
Like, and it even said it started out to where she was pretty like smart about it. Like she would just get into your lunchbox and take the applesauce, get into Bob's lunchbox and take the chips, and then like, steal Sally's sandwich. Like, like she would just hear sporadic
wouldn't
sprinkling of stealing.
Steal the whole thing. Okay.
She's not taking your lunchbox. So she's just like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. That looks good.
She's making her own meal. It's a buffet.
Yeah, and I want to know if she ate it at her desk, like in broad daylight, or if she like went to the bathroom to eat or something. But like, I mean, was she cheap? Was she poor? Was she, I mean, because like it said they were paid somewhat decent. So it's like she clearly had, it's not like she was dirt poor or she couldn't buy her groceries. So I'm going with she's one of those people, like, you know, I think it's a TLC show where they're like overly like cheap on everything, like they dumpster dive and like
Yeah, or
like
like
I'm wondering if it's like that where she's just,
klepto, like
super-
addicted just to like the thrill of stealing something,
Yes,
even
yes,
though they
exactly.
don't need it. Yeah.
So yeah, so anyway, she got fired because they caught it on camera. They even had it on camera and she still denied it. It was like, I wasn't stealing their lunch. And they were like, we have it on camera.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Someone hanging on the sofa. Wasn't me.
Shaggy stole my lunch. Wasn't me.
Someone stealing from the lunchbox. Wasn't me.
Wasn't me. They even saw it on the counter.
Wasn't me. She's eating like Bob's tuna sandwich. It wasn't me. He's
Oh
like,
my God, no,
"It's mine.
I
What the
made
hell?
it this morning.
Who has
Oh
the
my
ball
God.
steal someone's lunch? You know how pissed I'd be if I was like, dude, I made that damn lunch.
That's
And
so mean.
excited, and you
Yeah.
stole it.
You took my CD in broad daylight and you scratched
And
it.
you scratched it.
Oh my God.
Literally.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I know. I was shocked. I was like, who does that?
Okay, so my next one, and I think this guy must have worked at like a phone store, like an AT&T or T-Mobile store. All they said was like, oh, we had a new IT hire, but based on the rest of the story, I think that's like where the setting was. So it was this guy's first full-time job and he had great qualifications and he seemed all right. On his first night, the staff called the person who wrote this. The staff called him and said that this new hire was spamming women with messages on their phones, like their private cell phones. And one woman's husband called and said that her phone's camera was like on nonstop and wouldn't turn off. So this guy, when people would bring their phones in, he would install software that would like switch their cameras on remotely. Incredibly creepy.
So creepy.
And he did that on day one. And then it finishes as like, yeah, he was literally not allowed back on the property. But I'm just like, oh my God, what a creep.
Like that's like sex offender status. Like
Yes.
who does that?
Yeah.
And like
on day
who
one,
plots that out and thinks like, I'm gonna get away with this. Like
I'm going to get this job so I can go snoop. And like, they're not going to notice, be like, my camera's on.
what
don't know
a
what's going on.
psychopath. Go on the internet. Don't stalk people, real people.
Yeah.
You
Yeah. All
know?
you're going to see is me watching TikTok and like my double chin. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah, just like super creepy, super weird. Some
Ew,
people.
that is weird. So this story is from the same article that I just said.
Mhm.
It was about a guy that works in a coffee shop. And you know, in coffee shops, like they'll do like a flower or whatever, like on your coffee.
Yep.
Yeah. You know where this is going?
Yeah.
So they'll do like a clover on St. Patrick's Day or like a bunny or
Mhm.
like something cute or whatever. So I guess they had a difficult customer and he made a dick in the foam.
And those are
he
hard.
He served it to that Karen at that coffee shop.
Oh my God. And like, pun intended, like those drawings are hard to make. And so I'm sure he could, I'm sure he could pass it off, be like, I was trying to make a 4-leaf clover. Like, and it got
Dad
messed
said
up.
the same thing when I told him
Yes.
this morning. He was like, "You could say it was a clover." I'm like, I mean, it was clearly like a dick and balls. Like,
Yeah,
very-
where's the four? Well, yeah. So I'm thinking like he could have done this so intricately, like when they make swans or something crazy. Like,
he made.
I
a
don't want to
dick.
get into detail, but I'm sure it was probably very accurate what this man.
Yeah,
made.
and he served it, and sure enough, that Karen was like, "Is this a dick?" Yep, it is, and then he got fired.
Oh my God, that is so bad. That's so funny. This was one of my favorites. This guy, I'll just read it as is. So I worked at a bill collection firm in the early 90s, and a guy started working there, went through 2 days of training, and then he finally started doing like the actual job. So after about an hour, he got up and left, and he didn't say, I quit. Didn't say like, hey, this job is not for me. He just got up to go to the bathroom and then went through the front door and drove away. It took the managers a few hours to figure out that this guy had gotten the job with a fake name and erased his own debt on the computer. So that's like the only reason he wanted to get this job at this like
Oh my
debt
God.
collection place. I wish I could like look up more like to confirm like could that actually happen, but I just thought
That
it
is
was too funny.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, what
Just be like
efforts to get the job to just do this?
2 days of training, be like, okay, I have to figure out how to get into the system and then boop.
Delete my
Yeah.
own debt. Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
What
So,
a feat. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
creative.
That's impressive. Honestly, impressed, but yeah, you're gonna get fired for that.
Well, yeah, and
So-
I don't know. I guess he just left. I guess that would be considered like quitting, but he just like walked out, like got to go to the bathroom, and
I
then
love
you
if he
see
tried
him
to come
drive
back.
away.
And he's like going to the bathroom.
Peace.
That's good. That's actually really good.
Yeah, crazy.
This one I have. So this is from Twitter, from
Ooh.
at Dark Secret Box. What's in the box?
They're watching porn at work.
Sorry, Dark Secret Box.
Sorry, John the whore.
I think you are what's it called when like those people meet up and do like the medieval like fighting and stuff?
Like LARPing.
LARPing, yeah. Dark Secret Box is LARPing for sure.
Oh, loves to LARP.
Loves. Oh yeah, live action role play. Is that?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Nice. Okay. So
I said that too quickly. I'm like, yep.
yes.
Yeah. Do you want to see my costume?
Okay. So
It's really cool, Jordan, actually.
I'm sure there's Facebook groups for this, and I'd love to send you an invite for Miller's like birthday or something, so I know you'll show up. But it's actually you show up and it's at a park and there's people LARPing.
I'm like, weird theme, Jordan.
You're like, maybe they're there, and it's just a bunch of adults like LARPing.
Oh my God.
Anyways, that's the Craigslist story, the prank I played on you is a story for another time with the llama.
Which one?
The
Through
llama.
the years. This happens every couple years, Jordan.
The
You're
llama was the best.
due.
Okay, we'll
Honestly
tell
due
it
for
another
one.
time. Next
Okay.
episode. Okay, so this is from Dark Secret Box. And it says, my husband is a manager and his employee somehow stole another employee's ID and stole that person's check and cashed it. And they caught it all on camera and she still denied it. And so yeah, we'd say that was a fireable offense.
Yeah. Oh my God. How do
I'm
you even?
You guys work here. Like, did that whoever, I don't know how they're handing out the checks or whatever, but she's like, yep, this is me, and stole someone's check.
So she like went to the bank and was like, but like, what account do you want to deposit it in? Or I
So
guess maybe
somehow
she's like,
she
I just want
cashed
cash.
it, but
Oh
maybe
my
because she
God.
had the idea, she went to the bank that the check is from and then just cashed it there. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
cashed it. Yeah, and
Oh
it said it went on like the reply of this said that no, she showed up to work the next day and was like, "What are you talking about?" And they were like, then that's when they got the camera footage and like looked into it.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's crazy.
Who does that?
And the
Again,
other
balls.
person's just like, so am I
She
getting
goes to get
paid?
her check. She's like, where's my check? Oh, I thought you picked it up. And then she's like, oh my God, my ID's gone. And then they were like, babe,
Oh my God. That's
out.
crazy.
who does that? And like, if someone did that to me at work, I'd be like, hey, bitch, like, can I have my driver's license back? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
have it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So anyway,
That is
was-
insane.
That's what I have.
That's crazy. This is my last one. And it kind of reminded me of mom because it has to do with like housekeeping in hotels. So this one says, and oh, this is from user bacon receptacle.
These usernames are really good. Thank you guys.
Thank you guys. They're so good. Okay. So it says, I worked in maintenance at a beach resort. One of the housekeepers managed to get her son a job as a runner. So this was a person who would take the dirty laundry after the housekeepers had stripped the beds. So she was actually kind of worried about her son starting work because he didn't have a great track record with other jobs. And about 3 days after he started working, his mother confronted him about his new expensive looking athletic shoes and a gold chain around his neck. And his response was something about like, oh, I have a job now. But like, it didn't make sense because he hadn't been paid yet. So
Oh,
it's
yeah. Like she's like,
well, you have a job, but you haven't gotten paid for this job yet. So how do you have those things? And about the same time that this was happening, there were a couple of reports at the front desks from guests who were missing large sums of money. So they made a police report and people were questioned. And after about 4 days, this kid was fired and went to jail for stealing from guest rooms, which I was like, oh my God, that's insane. And I do think about that. Like every time I'm in a hotel or like an Airbnb, it's like, okay, obviously don't have things laying out, but I just
yeah,
couldn't-
people steal stuff.
yeah, I just couldn't believe the nerve of like, hey son, like, where'd you get those shoes? And he's like,
Yeah.
Mom, I have a job now.
So he
It's
got
like-
fired.
Yes, he got fired and went to jail. So
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. yeah,
I
kind of
mean,
crazy.
what did he think was going to happen? Like, what
Yeah.
an idiot. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Who does that?
Crazy. The nerve.
The
It kind of reminded me
nerve.
of if you haven't seen White Lotus on, I can't remember if it's on HBO Max or Hulu, but that show was super good and it had like a similar.
I
But
have
that was like,
not.
yeah, that's a really good show. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Plug.
Okay. All right. So my last story here, also from Twitter. It is from Dr. Chubby07. Dr. Chubby, thank you very much for this. So
Oh my god!
I love these usernames, guys. Seriously. So
I know. I need to step up my username game.
it's so funny. Okay.
That is
So Dr. Chubby was a Chipotle manager. He had an
Mhm.
employee one time who got drunk on her lunch break. She wrecked her car, went to jail. Her mugshot had the company logo on her shirt. Perfect.
Oh my god!
It said mugshot with our company logo on her shirt. Period. Perfect. Period.
Love to see it.
He just says, "Wow, what a memorable lunch break."
Oh my god!
Yeah, so needless to say, I don't think she made it back from lunch. And then can you imagine, like, I mean, it just depends the county, but imagine if they were like, man, Sarah didn't come back to work today. I wonder what happened. And like someone's creeping on like the county police department Twitter, and
Yeah.
here's Sarah in her lunch uniform. Or
She's still in.
she's
She's
on
still in
lunch in her
uniform.
Chipotle uniform in a mugshot.
Oh my god, that is too funny. I mean, not for the girl, but oh my god,
Again, getting drunk on lunch, guys. Like, it's just a
Yeah,
no.
you were gonna have to come back.
It's not
and,
in
like-
a day. It's not. It's
Yeah.
like, what did you think was going to happen?
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So Sarah, her name's not Sarah. I just made that
Yeah.
up. But Dr. Chubby.
Yeah. What were you thinking? Oh my god, that is so funny. That's crazy.
These have been some really good firing stories. Like
Yeah.
way better than I fully expected. So
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was good, and we can definitely do another one of these.
Oh, we will.
because there's
I think
so
every
many stories out there.
because
Yeah.
I think we'll probably every like handful of regular episodes we'll
Mhm.
sprinkle in some specials here and there. Like I think we'll probably do like a best like calling into work. Like
Yes.
that's funny.
Yeah.
I think that would be really funny. So
Yeah.
but yeah, so I think that wraps it up for today. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will catch you next Monday. I'm Jordan.
And I'm Ashton, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.